back. I know I've been gone a while, y'all, but I'm here, especially for the Christmas season. I'm always here for it. Today in this video, I'm going to be doing this Christmas craft that I found on Facebook. I do not know whose picture that was, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to give it a shot. So that's what we're doing in this video today. You can do this with Dollar Tree products, but I do have a little bit of Hobby Lobby. This cord right there is from Hobby Lobby, and that stuff is awful. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. These ornaments I got from my mother last year. Not really sure where she got them from. And these ornaments here are from Walmart. A 6-pack for $2.98. They're so pretty. I'm a sucker for anything like peppermint or gingerbread. And I do show you this paint, which I also got from Walmart, but I don't actually use it. But yeah, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So here is where I started to paint it, and then I realized it was going to be more trouble than it was worth. I could tell instantly that it was going to take a lot of coats to get this completely covered the way I wanted it to. Also, the paint was matte and I really wanted something with more shine and gloss, so I switched to spray paint. And this is Rust-Oleum spray paint, and this stuff is really nice. It coated it very well after one coat, but I did go back for a second coat because I realized I had missed the sides because I was trying to hold this and spray at the same time. But the color was so beautiful, and Rust-Oleum isn't really a lot. I think it was $3 something at Walmart, but if you don't want to spend that at all, just go with acrylic, but you're definitely going to need to do a few coats. So here is the fun part. I'm showing you these two ribbons because I am actually about to make my own bow. Now, I am not a professional bow maker. I was quite intimidated by bow making when I first started last year, but it's actually not as hard as it seems. I watched this video. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I remember the lady's name is Olivia. I will put her information across the screen because she was the one who taught me how to make a bow. She made a whole bunch of different bows, and I'll try to remember to link her video in the description box because she made a bunch of different bows in this one video, but the one that I love the most was the easiest one she had done, and she named it after herself. It's called the Olivia Bow. So that is one I am about to make to go on the top of my little ornament frame. I'm going to make a beautiful, big, fluffy Olivia bow. I got this ribbon, as you can see, it's 50 yards for $6.98 at Sam's Club. The other one was $9.99 at Hobby Lobby, but got it for half off. Y'all know I got it for half off. So I spent about $5 on that second ribbon. So really wasn't a lot, but again, the Dollar Tree does carry some pretty decent ribbon if you wanted to make this with all Dollar Tree products. So I am doing a layered bow. I could not find my ruler, so I had to use this measuring tape, but I am doing a layered Olivia bow with 2 colors. I wanted to do a 3, but I didn't have like a plain ribbon, which would have been my choice to go with these kind of, I guess you call them kind of busy. And I'm making it really big, so the bottom layer is going to be the biggest, which is what you see here. And I'm making, I measured out 10 inches, and then I fold it over on itself 6 times. So after you cut it, You have to find the center, and you simply do that by folding it in half and creasing it. There's your center. Then you take a pair of scissors and you cut into each end in the middle, slightly, not all the way through. As you see, I'm only cutting slightly in, not all the way through. If you go too far in, which I have done before, your bow will fall apart for sure. And you just repeat with the second type of bow. You can do 3 layers if you wanted to, or you can only do 1. It's really up to you. But you go in with the second layer would be smaller, about 2 inches smaller than the next, and so on. So I repeat all these steps with the second ribbon, only I do 8 inches instead of 10. So right here I have some fishing line. You can also use wire or pipe cleaners to tie up your ribbon. This was my first time using the fishing line, and I will say that I would prefer the pipe cleaners, which I have used before. But you know, to each your own. You gotta play around with it and figure out what you like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the line around it and tie it tight, then put the second ribbon on top and then tie that as well. So now it is time to fluff up the bow. You want to play with this for some time. It takes a minute, but just keep at it and shape it to your desired shape. It's kind of hard for me to explain what I'm trying to say, but yeah, just fluff up your bow basically. I had to do a little bit of a trim here, but yeah, just keep playing with it. Keep moving the pieces around, fluffing them out. This is definitely easier to do when you use a wired edge ribbon. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but it's easier because they hold their shape much better. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now it is time to make the tail. I didn't actually measure this. I just kind of eyeballed it. I knew I wanted the tail to be a little long, so I just kind of eyeballed it. I lined up my 2 corresponding ribbons together, and I folded them in half to see how long each side of the tails were going to be, and then just clipped them. Super easy. You basically treat them the way you treated the top of the bow. You give them a little clip on the edges so it's easier for the wire or pipe cleaners or fishing line, whatever you're using, to grip it. So I split them in half to make sure that I got the middle, and then I clipped the edges a little and then tied my fishing string. And in Olivia's video, she kept saying not to forget to ducktail your ends. So that is what I'm doing right here. I'm lining the tails up and just cutting them, and I am off camera a little bit, and I apologize, but you get what I mean. You kind of cut them, you put them together, fold them over, and then you cut them on an angle to get like that little triangle shape. It's a little ducktail. I didn't realize I cut this part. I was out of frame on this part, so I do apologize. But you'll see it in the final product. Okay, so I wanted to be able to attach this bow to the frame. The easiest way I could think of was to add a tie. I have a bunch of these pipe cleaners that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using a bit of hot glue, and I am pressing it into the hot glue and just adding a little more up at the top to secure it. And that little thing on my finger right there is like a silicone cover to help protect your finger from hot glue. $1 at the dollar store. Get them. Because I have burned myself too many times messing around with hot glue. Get you one. It is $1. So now we have finally come back to the cord from Hobby Lobby that I told you about earlier. As you can see, it completely unravels itself when you cut it. This was definitely not what I had in mind. It completely threw me off for a minute because I'm like, I had this plan in my head with this beautiful cord, and then it was a hot mess. And trying to weed it through the holes of the ornaments, yeah, that was virtually impossible. It was a dumpster fire. So what I ended up doing was actually just gluing the cord to the ornament, to the hole of the ornaments, and gluing them, hot gluing them up top as well onto the frame, if that makes any sense. And right here, I am just trying to size up the ornaments to see if they're gonna hang the way I want them to. Yeah, this part was just tedious. I was very, very frustrated when trying to do this. But the end result, it was worth it, for sure. Okay, so here is my favorite part. Putting on the bow. I am using the twisty, not the twisty tie, the pipe cleaner I am using the pipe cleaner that we glued on earlier, and I did end up having to add a little bit of hot glue to keep the bow in place. It was a little top heavy and kept leaning forward, so I did have to play with this a little bit, but yeah, it all came together, I think. And right here is when I noticed I accidentally sat the glue gun, or I sat the frame onto the glue gun. So I started playing with the tail to try to figure out how I could cover up that black melty hole right there, which I ended up doing. And here's the finished product. I am super excited about this one. Like I said, I found the picture on Facebook, and I love the way mine came out. It was so cute. So it was pretty easy, some trials and tribulations, but you know what? We got there in the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I do have a bunch of other Christmas crafts that I will be doing on this channel because I'm a crafty girl, okay, y'all? So thank you all so much for joining me today. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing. I love doing crafts like this so much. It soothes my soul, okay? So I'm gonna be doing a lot of that on here from now on, to be honest with y'all. I know this channel has changed since I started it, but this is something that I'm really passionate about and I really enjoy. I have a lot of fun. I'm no professional crafter, but I love it so much. So if you enjoy it, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.